Hello friends, today we are here with our fifth chapter, that is the Age of Industrialization, and today we will discuss the third part of this chapter. So friends, in this video we will see the age of Indian textile, what happened to the weavers, Manchester comes to India, factories come up, the peculiarities of industrial growth, small-scale industry predominate and market for goods. So friend, now let's move ahead and start our discussion with the age of Indian textile. Friends, we will discuss the scenario after 1814. My dear friends, after 1840, building activities intensified in the city, opening up greater opportunity of employment. And the road were widened, new railway station came up and railway lines were extended. And friend, now the workers employed in transport industry double in 1840 and इसके बाद they double again in coming up the 30 years. Now friends, let's move ahead and continue our discussion with the age of Indian textile. Now friend, we will discuss on before mechanization. My dear friend, before the age of machine industries, silk and cotton goods come from India, dominate the international market in textile. Friends, coarser cotton were produced in many countries, but the finer varieties often come from India. And Armenian and Persian merchant look good from Pakistan to Afghanistan, Eastern Persia and Central Asia. And the textile were carried on camelback through mountain passes and across desert via northwest direction. Friends, even the sea trade through the pre-conical ports were done. Now friends, let's move ahead and continue our discussion with the age of Indian textile. And now we will discuss on export trade and India merchants and bankers. My dear friends, a variety of Indian merchants and bankers were involved in the network of export trade such as financing production, carrying goods and supplying exporters. Friends, the supply merchant linked the port town to the inland region and they used to give advance to the weaver and उनसे उनके जो क्लोथ्स बनाते थे वो लेते थे और they carried the supply to the port. And friends, पोर्ट पे क्या होता था कि वहां पे ब्रोकर्स रहते थे और the brokers at the port bug shippers and export merchants and negotiate on the price of good from supply merchant. Now friends, let's move ahead and now we will continue our discussion on the age of Indian textile. Now we will discuss on European companies gradually gained power. Friends, ये जो यूरोपियन कंपनीज थे वो ग्रेजुअली पावर में आए. तो वो पावर में कैसे आए? तो the very first thing was by securing a variety of concession from local court and second by gaining the monopoly rights to trade. Friends, इसके कारण क्या हुआ कि there was a decline in the old port of सूरत and हुगली जिससे local merchant operate करते थे. Friends, not only this, export from these port fell dramatically and the credit that has financed the earlier trade began drying up and the local bankers slowly went bankrupt. Friend, last year of 17th century, gross value of trade through Surat was 16 million. It came down to 3 millions in 1740s. Now friends, let's move ahead and now we will discuss on what happened to weavers. So friend, East India Company appointed Gomashta to collect supply from weavers, and because of this the weaver lost bargaining power and lost land for settling loans. So friend, here we should know who are these Gomashtas. So friend, they are the paid servant whose job was to supervise, collect supplies and examine the qualities of clothes. Now friends, let's move ahead, and now we will continue our discussion with what happened to weavers. Friend, the aim of East India Company behind appointing these Gomastas was to work out a system of management and control that would eliminate competition, control cost and ensure regular supply of cotton and silk. Friends, soon there were clashes between the weaver and Gomastas who began ill-treating the weavers. And friend, because of this, weavers were forced to sell their goods to company official person only. Now friends, we will discuss on what happened to weavers. Friend, the weavers were not allowed, the company weavers were not allowed to sell their produce to other buyer. Once an order was placed, the weaver were given the loan to purchase the raw material, and weaver who had accepted the loan from the company had to hand over the clothes they produced to Gomastas only. So friend, what happened कि when America's Civil War broke out and the cotton supplies from US were cut off, Britain demand for the raw cotton from India increased. Now friends, let's move ahead, and now we will discuss on Manchester comes to India. Friends, in 1772, Henry Patillo, a company official, has ventured to say that the demand for Indian textile could never reduce since no other nation produced good of same quality. But friends, हम ये देख सकते हैं कि 19th century के beginning में there was a long decline in the textile export from India. Friends, in 1811 to 12, piece good accounted for 33% of India exports, but by 1850 to 51, it was not more than 3%. So, by 1950, India began to import Manchester cotton from Britain. And with the rise in the Manchester imports, India export and local markets declined. Friend, even the supply of raw cotton in India decreased and weavers were forced to buy cotton at high prices. Friends, now let's move ahead, and now we will discuss on factories come up. Friends, the major incident during this period was industries were set up in different regions, and the first cotton mill came in Bombay in 1854. Friends, one of the major incident was the first jute mill came up in Bengal in 1855, and in 1830 to 1840 Dwarkanath Tagore set up 6 joint stock companies in Bengal. Friends, the capital was accumulated through other trade networks, and till the First World War, Europe Managing Agency in fact controlled large sector of Indian industries. Now friends, let's move ahead, and now we will discuss on the peculiarities of industrial growth. So friend, early India cotton mill made coarse cotton yarn, and during the First World War, Manchester import to India declined. Friends, Indian factory even supplied goods for war needs. Now friends, let's move ahead, and now we will discuss on small scale industry predominates. Friends, during this time, most of the industries were located in Bengal and Bombay. Only a small portion of total industrial labor workforce work in factories, and use of fly shuttle increased handicraft. Now friends, let's move ahead and now we will discuss on market for goods. Friend, Manchester industrialists began selling clothes in India. They put label on the cloth bundle to make the place of manufacturer and the name of the company familiar to the buyer. When the buyer saw Made in Manchester written in the bold on the label, they felt confident to buy the clothes. Friend, the label carried images and very beautifully illustrated with the image of Indian god and goddess, and the printed image of Krishna and Saraswati was also intended to make the manufacturer from a foreign land appear familiar to the Indians. Now friends, let's move ahead and continue our discussion with market for goods. Friend, manufacturer also printed calendar to popularize their products. And when the Indian manufacturer advertised the nationalist masses, it was clear and loud. If you care for your nation, then buy only Indian products. Friend, advertisement became a vehicle of nationalist masses of Swadeshi during this time. Friends, now let's move ahead and discuss what we have learned in this video. So friends, we have learned about the age of Indian textile, what happened to weavers, Manchester comes to India, factories come up, the peculiarities of industrial growth, small scale industry predominates, and market for goods. Friend, in the next video, we will solve question and answer. Till then, thank you.